The Czech Republic is filled with interesting displays of customary folklore. Community rounds of costumed entertainers are typical for the end of the carnival season. Even today, an archaic form of such rounds has been preserved at the borders of Bohemia and Moravia in a part of the Pardubice region close to the town of Hlinsko. Almost continuously, for many generations, at the turn of springtime, carnival rounds have taken place in the communities of Hamry, Stunice, Hortuva, and in Blatno, which is part of the town of Hlinsko. The forms of the costumes in the course of the rounds have remained constant over the years, as sources from the 19th century prove. A round takes place spontaneously, formed by the desire of the inhabitants of a specific community. It is not organized by any folk ensemble. The costumes belong to individual members of the parade. Each of them has been working on it and keeping it for an entire year. It is only the costume of the straw man that is renewed by the whole community each year. At the summer's end, people have to prepare rye straw, and a few days before the round, they start to braid the costume. In each community, there is somebody who is skilled at making it. The costume of the straw man differs slightly in details from place to place. The straw man is the only costume which is finished on the spot, at the pub, to fit its bearer. The features of the costume is an archaic one, and its role during the procession too. Early in the morning on the day of the round, all costumed entertainers meet at a local pub's hall to do the final costume arrangements. Musicians meet there as well. The round cannot do without them. They face a very demanding day. They will perform all day long and in the evening too at a dance party in the pub. The round starts early in the morning. Costume entertainers line up in front of a pub, and together with musicians they head to the house of the mayor to ask ceremonially for permission for the round. The petition is performed by the speckled man. Doing so, he promises that during the round, the costumes will follow decent morals and follow tradition.
Vážený pane starosto obce Vortová, žádám vás jménem celého masopustního průvodu o udělení povolení k obchůzce obcí Vortová dne 25. února léta páně 2006. Zároveň slibuji, že na nikoho v obci nezapomeneme, budeme se chovat slušně ke všem zúčastněným a pořádku dochodíme.
Jako starosta obce Vortová vaší žádosti vyhovím za předpokladu dodržování dlouholeté tradice. Nestačí to povolení.
In the region of Hlinecko, costumes can be divided into two groups: red costumes, also known as nice costumes, and black costumes, known as nasty costumes. During the round, each group of costumes has its specific task. The red costumes walk in the front of the parade. The speckled man and the little wife lead the procession from house to house. On behalf of the costumes, they ask the master of the house to grant them permission to enter the house and perform. They are offered money at each house, and the entertainer costumed as the little wife collects it in her basket. The group of red costumes also includes 4 Turks. These entertainers represent foreign soldiers. At the beginning of the 20th century, the sabers in their hands were replaced by lace handkerchiefs. The Turks must perform the round dance in front of each house. They must kick their legs high. This should guarantee a harvest of high flax and high wheat in the fields. Only bachelors, up to roughly the age of 20, are allowed to wear the costume of a Turk. The black costumes are there to maintain contact with onlookers. This group of costume includes the figure of the straw man. The straw man rolls around on the ground with onlookers in order to transfer the fertile power of the earth to them. Housewives pick straw from his skirt and bring it home to the geese and brood hen coops. The mare is a very important costume. For the whole day, it runs after the onlookers, and it is symbolically killed in the end of the round. The knacker takes care of the mare during the round. Apart from that, he represents the figure of a village healer in the parade. He examines, cures, and entertains the onlookers. At the end of the round, he performs the sentence on the mare. The Jew is another black costume. He is a community traveling peddler with a fixed image and role. Apart from trading, he also shaves and barbers. He rolls around on the ground with onlookers and taunts them with a special stick. The parade of black costumes is closed with a figure of a chimney sweep. The sweep may enter houses where he checks stoves and the chimney. He runs after onlookers and rubs a special blacking all over them. There is a treat waiting for the costumes at each house. A traditional type of such treat is donuts, pastries of yeast dough fried in oil and filled with poppy seed or fruit jam. There are also open sandwiches, sweets, and even liquor to warm them up. In the communities of Hamry, Stunice, and Vortova, the traditional way of the round course and the costume forms have been preserved. Only men can be disguised in costumes. The image and the function of costumes differ in unimportant details. Each of the above-mentioned communities consider their costumes the most beautiful. In the community of Stunice, a bear and its leader accompany the parade. Even children may be disguised in costumes there. Their costumes are precise miniature copies of the costumes of the adults. One of the peculiarities of the rounds in Stunice involves a special treat. The master of the house will treat the mayor in front of his house. It is the duty of the costumes to make the round through the whole community and adjacent settlements. They only avoid houses where people mourn over deceased kin. The round finishes in the late afternoon hours. Its end is a matter of a ritual, which follows given rules passed on through generations. All the above-mentioned communities close their rounds in a very similar way. Costumes and onlookers will gather at a selected place. A representative of the knacker, in his costume, reads the final testimony in which he enumerates the sins which the mayor has committed over the year. While he is reading, the mayor tries to escape from the circle of costumes gathered around. Finally, a sentence is pronounced over the mayor. It must be killed. The very next moment, the costume of the mayor is killed and revived again. This represents the theme of death and resurrection, the end of winter and the coming of springtime. A merry dance party takes place when the round is over. It is the last one for the next 6 weeks. After the dance, a pre-Easter fasting period begins in the community. All members of the carnival round must take part at the dance party. There is a solo dance reserved for them at midnight. Then, the costumes are packed away in homes, where they wait for the next year when the ancient community ritual will begin again.